Hey, family, this is Dr. William Clark here. Glad to be with you guys for another episode. And we are going to be talking today about what funders really want but don't say. What funders really want but don't say. I think this could be an interesting conversation for some of you who may not be familiar with how funders work, how the relationships work, and how funding kind of navigates through and to your organization, particularly as you're looking to secure the dollars you are looking for. I got 4 points for you, and we got an article for you. With that being said, before we jump into this episode is sponsored by me and our new book, Built to Fund, the Fundable Nonprofit. This is a strategic workbook for fundraising, building capacity, and sustaining impact. If you are thinking about updating your fundraising plan, or you're building one for the first time, I want to encourage you to come on and get your copy. Click the link below or above this video, wherever you're streaming it, to download your copy of our book/workbook Built to Fund. This book has been designed specifically with you in mind to help you think through the stages of developing a credible fundraising plan. And it ties into what we are talking about today, right? What funders really want. Some of what we're going to talk about today, I think, is going to play a role in what will show up in the workbook. So get your copy today so you can follow along with what we're saying. Also, this book is designed to be developed in partnership with your team. So don't do it by yourself. That way you can download a copy for you, and you can also create an account and download a copy for your staff. Now, if you are looking for a paperback that is bounded, we got you covered. Go ahead and get your copy of the case. The case of books we've created for you has 10 copies in it so that you can distribute it amongst your staff, work with your team to develop your fundraising plan, and to become sustainable. So click the link below to download your ebook copy or to purchase a case of books for your team at your office. Let's jump into it. What do funders really want, but they do not say? So the first thing is they want transparency. Now, transparency does not mean just bare all, right, and give all information that is not requested. But one of the things that I tend to say about funders that I truly, truly believe is that funders and their staff, they are really smart people. They have been exposed to the work that you've done. They have been in the business, the nonprofit business, the funding business, the program business, the program design, program delivery business, the QA business, the tech business, the data business. They've been in the business for a long time as it relates to nonprofits and all things nonprofits. And so the role that they're playing as the distributor of resources is to qualify applicants or proposals to determine who's eligible, who's qualified to receive these resources. And so to do that, they ask a series of questions, particularly if you're thinking about grants or proposals or RFPs, to get at understanding of your organization and what's going on. What have you been working on? What's the current state of the business and your programs? And then what's the future state, right? That vision down the road that we can all see a clear pathway towards. So the transparency they're looking for is to help them connect the dots with how their dollars and their investment will help you run operations today and prepare for a future that is to come. They're not designed to be your bank. They're not designed to be your ATM or your credit card, but they are designed to be your partner on a financial side. But if you only look at your funders on the financial side as just a financial contributor to the work, you're really missing out on what could be a fruitful relationship between you and your funder. It's a partnership, right? They are investing dollars to get outcomes that they care about, whether it's outcomes related to youth or outcomes related to seniors, outcomes related to a particular neighborhood or a particular subject matter that they have committed themselves to. Their investment into your organization, your nonprofit, is saying that we believe so deeply in this work, we are spreading our dollars out so that our dollars can be invested within organizations that can carry out a portion or all of our focus or our goal or our mission, right? So the transparency in that process of what you're working on helps a lot. The second thing that funders look for, and this is a big one, they look for alignment. They are not going to fund groups that are not aligned or interested in the same things they're interested in. So if you are pursuing funding from an organization that serves youth, particularly youth between the ages of 18 and 24 for the sake of argument, but your nonprofit is designed to save whales and puppies, it's not alignment. It is not in alignment. You will not get funding from that organization. What they're looking for are people, organizations, nonprofits who are specifically focused on serving the same population, the same subject area that they care about. So if there's a funder that cares about youth and you serve youth, there's the alignment, right? If there's a funder that cares about workforce development and you care about workforce development, there's alignment. If there's if not a funder that cares about homelessness and you care about homelessness, there's alignment. Now, it drills down even further. So if you look at workforce development, right, your funder cares about workforce development, so do you. There are funders who drill down even further, right? So they may care about workforce development for 14 to 17-year-olds, right? Some are youth. There are folks that care about young adult employment, 18-24, right? There are folks that care about employment for those who are returning home from prison, or folks who care about employment for women, single mothers, single fathers, seniors, right? There are categories. There are folks that care about employment for all people, but they only care about specific industries where employment will show up, right? So they may care about employment in the retail space, in the hospitality space, in the IT space, in the manufacturing space, in the construction space, healthcare space, so on and so on, right? Because it could be specific to an industry, a state, a city, town, and its labor market analysis and needs, right? So there becomes this kind of detailed approach that a funder is looking for, a real detailed relationship they're looking for. So the alignment is not simply surface level alignment. There has to be a drill down on your part as a nonprofit leader, as a fundraiser, to identify funders where you are looking at the details of their interests and you're able to say to yourself, yep, we can partner with them in this area, this area, this area. This area might not be a fit for us, but the other areas, yeah, it's a great fit. And to identify alignment, go to their website, right? Go to their website, read and study the website, believe what's on the website. Don't try to force fit something, but just understand what's on the website. And where appropriate, have conversations with those who are releasing the funds, those program officers, etc., to talk about what you're reading, what you're understanding, to understand it more in detail, so that you can identify, is this in alignment? And if you are believing there's alignment, share that story. If you're not there yet because you're still developing some components of your work, here's some good advice. Stay within your lane, right? Only offer what you can offer. Do not stretch. Do not make up new things that you're trying to do or you think you can do because the funder likes it, right? Because that's the funder, as I mentioned, your funders are smart. They can tell when you're just making up stuff, adding stuff, stretching stuff that's not a fit, because they work with enough organizations who are already doing the full portfolio. So they know what best practices are. They know what it looks like. They know what it sounds like. They know what it feels like. So don't try to add stuff to your portfolio that you haven't tested or perfected or sincerely implemented within your organization. Stay within your lane, focus on alignment as much as you are there, and start to build that relationship so that you can start to identify resources that can come into your organization. So we talked about transparency, we talked about alignment. This is a good time to pause and, again, encourage you to download your copy of my book, Built to Fund. This is a strategic workbook for nonprofit organizations to help you think through raising money, building capacity, and sustaining impact. This is an ebook that we've developed specifically for you to help you think through your fundraising plan and topics like this, right? Topics like these that we're talking about today, what funders really want. So when you listen to this particular broadcast and you download the book and go through the workbook and look at the questions that we guide you through to help you develop your fundraising plan, you're going to find specific alignment with what we're teaching in this video series. You're going to find alignment with the questions. You're going to find framing of your answers in a particular way so that you can get the results that you are looking for. So go ahead and get your copy of Built to Fund by clicking the link below. Download it today, and even download it while you're listening to me, because that way, as you're listening to this live stream, you can download and start to follow with me in the book where we're going. So today we're talking about what funders really want but don't say. First, we talked about transparency. Next, we talked about alignment. Next, they want to know what you're doing around capacity building. Ta-da, right? So one of the things people think about when they realize that we teach fundraising and all that other stuff, they think it's just about the money. And obviously that plays a role. But fundraising is deeply tied to strategic planning, particularly in the nonprofit world. Your ability to plan out your organization's future, your program design, the future state of whatever you're creating, and tie it into revenue, tie it into financial support. It speaks to your ability to build capacity and to show capacity. What does that mean? Your capacity expansion, your ability to build capacity specifically talks about your ability to handle the work and the evolution of the work. Can you handle the customers? Do you know the strategies? Do you know the solutions? Are you constantly in the lab developing new solutions? Are you on the cutting edge of upskilling your own staff to build their strength, their capacity, their smarts, their skills, their tools, their technology, their phraseology, their tool sets as they're in the field serving the customers? What we do in this industry, in the nonprofit industry, we serve out of the goodness of our heart. And that is one of the most endearing things about this industry that bodes well for us, right? It's the heart behind it. But one of the things we miss out on is the brains behind it, right? And some of our team members are all heart, no brain, meaning they're serving with the heart, but they're not keeping up with changing approaches, methodologies, strategies to serve the customer. We have to build their capacity. We have to strengthen their skill set. We have to train them. We have to build the tools, the tech, the systems, the approaches, the phraseology, the methodology to help them deal with challenges better and solve problems better. That's more efficient. When you begin to have this mentality and you start to view yourself as a problem solver, this is what we do in our business. We solve problems for our community, whoever your community is, whatever your customer is. What you'll notice, I love this. I remember doing this a lot when I was running programs. What you'll notice is that when you're giving your quarterly reports and your annual reports and you're writing updated grant applications, your language that describes what you do begins to expand and it begins to go deeper and it becomes more descriptive. It becomes more scientific and artistic all at the same time. You're data driven. You're also qualitatively driven, right? You're driven by multiple mechanisms to get the results that you're looking for and that the funders are looking for. And one of my favorite things is when you, as a nonprofit organization leader, you're so on the front line piloting and testing new things to pair with best practices, your funders, they're paying attention to. And you become a partner indeed, because their investment is not only getting the results that you said you're going to get, you're going to pursue, excuse me, you're not only getting the results you said you're going to pursue or achieve with your grant application, but you're also adding new elements so that for the next funding year, we're going to add something new. We're going to add a new flavor, a new twist to this. We're going to enhance services. And it's not crazy. The enhancement of services will be in alignment with what we do well, with what we already are doing now. We've added the capacity, right? The ability, the tools, the systems, the implementation, the methodology to do just a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. The capacity building process is an iterative process. It is not something you just plop down in your organization and say, here it is. We have greater capacity. No, it is an iterative process. This is why the Built to Fund book that we have created, which you can download right now, helps you build your capacity systematically, step by step by step, so that there is the ability to not only expand capacity, but retain that expansion. We're not here to help you become a rubber band in your fundraising or in your strategy development, because you know what happens once you remove the shape from the rubber band. It pops back into shape and it goes back to its normal size, but a little deformed. But when you're shaping something, when you're building capacity, it's all about creating a permanent structure that can hold that shape. So when you remove the frame or the template, the shape remains, just like a shoe, right? So building capacity is key. If you want to do that with your strategy, with your fundraising, again, download your book, download your copy of my latest book, Built to Fund. Again, look at this tagline: a strategic workbook for fundraising, for raising money, building capacity, and sustaining impact. This stuff that we're teaching, this stuff that's in our book, is designed to help you get into alignment with your funders and your partners. So what funders really want but don't say: number one, transparency; number two, alignment; number three, capacity building; number four, number four ties into number three, they're looking for innovation. We just talked about this. The ability to do new things, to solve problems with new approaches or tweaked approaches or adjusted approaches. Maybe what we've been doing for the past 30 years as an industry has now phased out because the generational shifts in our consumer has changed dramatically. And so the approaches of what happened or what worked yesterday might not be relevant for today. So we have to be thoughtful about innovation and creativity along the way. I want to take a moment and go to an article on bonterratech.com, and they wrote an article about what funders want as well. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. One of the things that they mentioned that I do agree with here, and that is the ability to track information. I cannot tell you how critical that is. Now, this is not something that's a secret, right? This is expected. This is anticipated. In some cases, funders provide data system access to their preferred data systems. But what I want to share with you is the importance of learning how to not only track data, but to develop a mechanism to require it within your organization on a day-to-day basis, on a moment-by-moment basis, so that it's real-time data. Long gone are the days where we update data at the end of the day or at the end of the week or at the end of the month. We can't do that anymore. One of the things also that you might need to be thinking about today is purchasing or developing your own data system separate from the funder, but that is alive and well and managed within your organization. We have created our own platform that we make available to our customers called Impact Bud. Impact Bud is a CRM platform that's designed specifically for nonprofits to track their data, to track their stats, to report out to funders, but more importantly, to understand the consumer that they're serving, right? This platform has been cultivated over years of practice and testing and serving and working in multiple systems and realizing here's what funders are looking for, here's what organizations need. If you're in that space where you need your own CRM at an affordable price, but that you can manage and that you can take care of, shoot us an email. In fact, go to elipatrick.com, shoot us a message, let us know, I want Impact Bud, or I want to talk about Impact Bud. Be glad to share that with you. It was a passion project of ours that we've developed over the past couple of years that now is available, and we share with just a select few folks. Just because we focus on fundraising, capacity building, we have learned and believed that CRM platforms such as Impact Bud, the one we've developed, is a part of capacity building too, right? So you have to have your own data system. I want to close with this because this whole concept around data, what funders want and that they don't talk about, I got to tell you, being able to report out on your data has huge implications on your ability to fundraise. This is why we built Impact Bud, because you can't write a great grant application. You can't answer a report, quarterly or annual, without data. You can't project what the business will do, the nonprofit will do over the next 12, 24 months without the data. You can't improve on your services. You cannot be transparent if you don't have your own data, or if your data is locked up behind the firewall of the funder only, and all you have is an Excel sheet. The Excel sheet's not going to do it for you. The Google Sheet's not going to do it for you. You're going to need your own system, your own server, your own platform that's specifically for you and your organization. So, a couple of things before we close. Number one, get your copy of Built to Fund, the book and workbook. It is all in one. Download by clicking the link below or above. That's based upon the video where you're streaming this video at. Get your copy today, because I want to help you through this book to build your capacity, right, to raise money and to do the things that funders are looking for that they won't say or that you've never heard before. But I got to tell you, they are embedded in that book. Get your copy of Built to Fund today. If you are in need of a CRM, I want you to go ahead. I want you to go over to elipatrick.com, shoot us a message and say, I need a CRM. I want to talk about Impact Bud. We will have that conversation with you to see if it's a fit for you. We have spots available for select few organizations. I want to be able to help you build your capacity as much as possible. So download the book, Built to Fund, click the link below, and then go to elipatrick.com, send us a message about Impact Bud. Folks, I'm super excited to hear about what you're going to accomplish with the information that we're sharing, with the books that are available, that we have, as well as Impact Bud, that your ability to manage the data and do good work. With that being said, my name is Dr. William Clark. Looking forward to working with you guys.